Hello, today we're briefly going to go over how to fill out a chain of custody form and do the collection. First off, when you receive your chain of custody form, you want to make sure that the Quest logo is here on the right-hand side. If you have any of the old forms from National Toxicology, please discard those forms. You're going to start off with section C right here with the donor's social security number. On this section, we ask that you only put the last four of their social. Then you're going to put the donor's name on section D, last name, first name. Then section E, you're going to ask, it's going to ask you to identify the donor's identification. You can do that one or two ways. One, if you have a photo ID, you can go ahead and check off photo ID. And two, if the donor does not have a photo ID, but you do know that they are the donor in question, you will check off employee representative verification and write in your name. Then step F, you're going to pick the specimen type. At this time, we're only going to be choosing urine samples. For reason of the test, you will be selecting random. Then you will go down right here and pick the type of test that you will need. There's the ETG, the SPICE, the fentanyl, and the 10-panel drug screen. So the two normal tests that you are going to be performing is going to be the 10-panel and the ETG. You will need additional permission to do the SPICE or the fentanyl. Then you are going to be putting in the location of the drug screen. At this time, due to privacy, we are not going to put in the donor's home address. So even if you are collecting this at their home address, you are going to use your office address, whichever office you work out of from the Department of Human Services, you will be using that address. Then for the phone numbers based on top right here, you are just going to duplicate that onto this area right here. So for phone and for fax, and they are located right above. Then we're going to step 2 of the collection process. These will be directly observed by you. So please keep in mind that sometimes if you do know as being directly observed by you that this did indeed come from the donor, but yet the temperature gauge does not work, to your discretion, you can go ahead and mark off the temperature as long as you are satisfied that the sample in question did come from the donor. You are always going to choose the single option right there, and then you are going to choose direct observation, and once again, you are going to write your name. You are going to sign the identification form and then print your name. You're going to make sure the date is filled out and the time. Step right here where you're going to release these to. These are all going to be released via FedEx. Then you will ignore this next step right here. Step 5 is going to be completed by the donor. The donor will sign this form. They will print their name. They will fill in the date that it was collected, and then they will fill in their date of birth. The donor will need to provide a telephone number. If they state that they do not have a telephone, then what you would want to do is see if they have a close friend or family member. By providing this telephone number, if the donor is on any medication, the MRO, which is the medical review officer, will contact the donor to verify their medication so they can clear them for the medication. So it's very important that you stress the fact that they have a good phone number. The medical review officer will make 3 attempts, including a text message, to contact the donor to verify medication. If they're unable to contact them with those 3 attempts, then they will release the test result as positive. Here's the cup in question that you will be providing to the donor. You want to make sure that your cup is completely sealed and the seal is not broken before you give it to them. Then you're going to go ahead and rip the seal in front of them. You're going to remove these 2 items from the seal. You're going to hand the donor the cup. The donor then will go into the cup. You want to make sure that they fill up at least to 30 milliliters. The cup has a little arrow right there. The arrow will be kind of popped off, and that arrow will just fall off. That's no big deal. You can discard this as trash. They will be filling up the cup. You do not want them to go above that 30 milliliter line. Once they pull off the cup, they are going to snap and close it. This ensures that there is no urine that's going to leak. You have both chain of custody seal A and B right here. You're going to have the date written on here and then the donor's initial. Then they will take the seal. You want to make sure that the seal is placed to where it's not covering the opening. The A will go right there, and then the 2 strips will go down and be secured. Once that is secured and it's dated and initialed, this will go in the very front of the pouch. You want to make sure that this absorbent pouch stays in the seal. This will help ensure if there's any leaks in there, that paper will absorb everything. Then you will see that there is room for the back on that. Once you make sure that everything is filled out correctly, you will take the top form only. You will fold it into 4 squares with this barcode number facing out, and make sure that all the donor's information is collected. All the donor's information is covered for privacy. Then you will place that form with the barcode number that will stick out right here. So that way when the lab receives it, they're able to scan the barcode right away. In order to seal this, there is some railroad tracks right here going along the side. You want to make sure when you pull off that seal, it goes directly on that, because that will ensure that it's covering both the front pouch and the back pouch. Those are all the steps for your urine collection. Thank you.